How about people that
So,
get all spun up on like one-handed, like doing some like malfunction clearance garbage? Like, bro, with two hands, you have problems hitting the A zone consistently at 25 yards. Let's just work on that, and you can worry about like if your gun gets buried in cement in a mud pile, and you have to like shake it off and then do a malfunction clearance off your belt and then your boot or something dumb. It's like, let's just worry about hitting the targets.
the bottom line, when guys say that in the classes, we do post classes, Pat and I, it's like, where's the video? Where's the OIS where there was mud in there and it didn't work? Because it would be in every academy. They would have it in there somewhere. I mean, it's maybe it's happened.
Fuck. Quit asking for the video, because some motherfucker's going to produce one someday. And it'll be like one video, like, see, this is why we're going to spend 2 hours on this.
So here's the thing. So I carry an SRO on a work gun, right? And before that, it was Delta Point Pros. And my experience with Delta Point Pros is that is a very fragile sight, to say the least. But when I put that sight, which is a huge advantage on a pistol for certain applications, I understand that there's limitations with that, right? It's not a fucking super durable iron sight that's cemented into the back, right? That can't break. Like when I was running Dawson adjustable irons on the back, I did not train with like pushing that iron off of gear and shit like that. I've never had a situation where I had to rack the fucking pistol off my holster or my heel or a bumper or any of that shit. I understand that there are situations where that can happen, right? Now you take a guy that already has issues hitting a target with both hands at speed, especially an adversary that's shooting at him, and you're just layering a bunch of minutia bullshit on top of skills that aren't developed to the point where they need to, right? Let's focus on training, right? If you're an operational guy, you're a law enforcement military guy, let's focus on training with your pistol or rifle and shooting it in a way that mimics engagement sequences. Once that's unlocked,
it's a priority of skills, man. It's a priority.
Rack your shit off your belt, do your thing, lay down, roll around, put a tennis ball in your hand, tape your fucking other hand to your head, whatever you have to do to simulate the stress that you think is going to be, present when you're in an engagement. Like, I think that is, guys like it. It's like, oh, I got some good information, but really at the end of a course, did you get training strategies going forward that are going to make you a better shooter in the 90% shooting scenarios? Right? Because I'll tell you, the 90% shooting scenarios are not shooting one-handed.
Being honest, the two-handed shooting is tough enough.
Right.
Well, at least for me. Like, I'm still working at it. I talk to our friend Slevin, almost daily, and it's like, hey, we're like, hey, what are you working on? He's like, guess what I'm working on? I'm like, let me guess, grip and vision. He's like, yup. I'm like, okay, me too. Like,
yeah, that's the thing, right? And then, too, with that, you're going to get a lot of confidence in terms of, dry firing correctly, bouncing that against your live fire. Your gun handling is going to be there. A lot of that stuff is going to even out, creating these nuanced one-off situations where now, if you have a course that's built around the injured shooter or whatever, let's just understand that that's what it is, right? But I'm amazed at how many injured shooter courses don't have high levels of medical shit in it. It just got kind of dumbass fucking shooting in it.
So it's selling the fantasy, man. Yeah. I mean, the point of delivery is marksmanship. Everything you do at the most extreme point of it is marksmanship, is shooting. I mean, in the military, moving to contact, once you're in contact, it's shooting. Like, and people forget, like, the prioritizing of training should be way on the marksmanship side, and then a little bit of this other stuff just in case. Because the likelihood of you one-handed doing shit is really low, but the likelihood of you two-handed being fucked up, statistically is pretty high. So all the priority should be on two-handed shooting at speed.
I think it is. And tighten up the foundational skills that are going to help you be successful at that.
I think we're about to get kicked out.
What else
we got? We're about out of time.
Velox says, I think that people think their shooting is good enough. They'd rather practice some sort of fantasy gunfight. Yeah. So in the competitive shooting world, what we see, Joel and I see this very commonly. Dude is in C class. I'll get it. Like we get these emails. Yeah, I've been shooting for a year. I'm in C class, whatever, and I want to work
shooting on
stage
the move. How about that? We're shooting swingers.
It'd be kind of like, yeah, and that'd be like the guys in your world who is like they can barely qual and like, all right, let's do hostage rescue CQB. It's kind of two sides of the same coin. Like,
dude,
what the fuck are you even talking about?
I love the question. How many of you guys know how to apply a tourniquet? Hey, man, whatever tourniquet you buy, the fucking directions are in there. Now it's on you practice, right? And I talked to a doctor friend that I have up in Temple that is like, most of the tourniquets that come into his ER, the vast majority of them are applied incorrectly, and almost to that same percentage, there are tourniquets that aren't needed, right? So if that's your shtick, that's what you want to do, lean on that, right? I believe, hey, let's fix the hard skill point, like focus on the hard skills, the high percentage situations where you're going to need the hard skills. It comes down to really aggressive shooting, balancing speed and accuracy, and assuming the appropriate level of risk.